Like, as Mark would say, like the perfect way you seem to get the car on the road every time.
Um, yeah, we did enough to win. Um, we weren't, like you said, it wasn't a perfect game. We weren't the best versions of ourselves tonight. We're gonna look in the mirror and try to figure out how we can be that more often. But you can't take a win for granted, and we did enough tonight to win by a pretty good margin. We're grateful.
Yeah, the defense
So Shay,
really.
can we get you closer to the microphone, please?
The defense really spurred a lot of it. 27 turnovers that you forced. How are you guys kind of like making that a catalyst for yourselves, the turnovers, to get that energy sparked?
Yeah, we always have. It's been us all season. It's been how we are the best versions of ourselves, and tonight it gave us a big enough lead. But yeah, that's just part of our identity at this point, and what we try to implement into the game every night.
Shay,
Sorry, Chet has 10 dunks over the last 2 games. Mark has credited that a lot to teams playing up with their bigs. How are you guys exploiting that and getting him so many free runs?
Yeah, the last two nights teams have been high in the pick and roll coverage. Um, but Chet has been amazing in the pocket. He's so skilled. And it's just an example of a team throwing something at us and us being able to attack it. We have a lot of guys on the team that can do so many things, and it makes it easy to adjust on the fly and do so.
Kenrich was telling Nick post game that this group keeps him joyful. There's like a youthful energy to it that just keeps him joyful. And I asked him about what it was that keeps that feeling alive, and he was just saying that that's kind of the environment that's been fostered since he's gotten here. And he says that there's an energy that you exude that guys have kind of followed your lead. Can you point to the feeling he's maybe describing, like the environment?
Who said that?
Kenrich.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just try to be authentic to myself, and how I lead and how I interact with the guys. But there's no force to it. It's just me on a basketball team with a bunch of guys that I get along with, that are really good guys. And at the end of the day, want to prove themselves in the NBA and win games. And we have those things in common, and we click because of it.
And you mentioned just authenticity in that, but Kenrich even said that when he first got here, your leadership then looked different than it does now. Just can you point to a moment where maybe you had to grapple to authenticity to change it, but the moment maybe where your leadership changed forms the way it looks?
I don't know. K Rich, I would just say it's just a maturity, as a human and a basketball player. K Rich maybe got here 3 years ago, and I'm a completely different player and person from who I was back then. So that's probably the growth you've seen.
Last thing for me, you just mentioned that a lot of it has to do with authenticity. I imagine that as this team comes more into light, as you as a player comes more into light, there are a bunch of people who don't know what authenticity means to you. Like, what does that mean for you? What does that look like?
I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I get competitive on the court, but besides that, I'm easygoing, chill, don't really do too much, like to have fun, those things.
Shay, what does it mean to you to come back here and play in this city?
Yeah, it's always fun. Grew up coming to games here, watching Chris Bosh and a bunch of NBA legends play in this building. It's always a surreal moment, and to have my friends and family in the crowd is even more special.
Shay, March Madness is obviously happening right now. Zach, you spent a lot of time with you guys in Canada, so what's past summer? So I want to get your thoughts. A lot of discussion on if his archetype can play in the NBA. What were your impressions on him with Canada basketball and that sort of thing, if his archetype can fit the league?
Yeah, Zach, he'll figure his way out. He's big, he's smart. He soaks things up quick, and like he's a humble kid and wants to be really good. That's what I got from him this summer. Besides, obviously, the eye-popping stats and skill and stuff like that. So I think he'll figure it out. And as far as his architect, the last two MVPs have been big guys, so he'll be just fine.
Shai, yeah, obviously there is still a long way for it. But if Jamal Murray played the Olympics, and would you guys, both of you played on the floor at the same time, would you think that both of you should adjust to adapt to each other to play together on the floor?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be any different from me playing with the guys I played with this summer, Dylan, a bunch of guys I've never played with before. It'll just be us trying to do what we do best and impact the game in that way, and being unselfish in doing so.